Hey, welcome to day 8, week 2 of the challenge. So pumped for you. Today is a big one. We're going to be crafting our offer for our webinar, okay? We're going to be walking through the 5 steps of creating a compelling offer. I have some slides for you. I'm talking over the slides. I'm still here, guys. Don't worry. So we're going to make sure that we craft the right offer for your audience. Now, you might be asking, are we creating an offer before we actually create the workshop, the actual webinar content? Yes, we want to start with the offer. And by doing this, we make sure that the content, the workshop, is congruent and makes sense. This is going to help our transition from the content to the offer. I guarantee you that we're going to show you how to craft a valuable workshop. And I am a big believer that you should create a workshop that is valuable in itself, a product in itself, right? So they can take that information and be fine and run, but your offer, again, is going to allow them to implement what you teach with far greater ease, with less pain, with less friction, faster, easier, okay? So let's talk about creating this offer. These are the 5 steps. Let's start with step 1, define your offer. We're going to define your offer. We're going to make sure we're super clear on what we're offering our audience. Now, you got to remember that your audience is new to your business, new to your offer, new to your products and services. They don't know it as well as you do. You know it too well, actually. So we need to back up and make sure we define what we're really offering our audience. So let's get into that. So what we need to do to define our offer is you need to answer these questions. You may want to take some notes, make sure that this is clear, and make sure you refer to the SOP for today. Now, number 1, we want to define what problem does our offer solve? Whether you sell a product or a service, whatever it is, what problem does it solve? Okay, so for example, Webinar Ninja, my product, it's what problem does it solve? Well, it makes it easy for you to create webinars. Really quick, really easy. That's the problem. Webinars are confusing. It's hard to do. With our software, we make it far easier, okay? Much easier. So we want to make sure we answer this question for your business. Make sure you answer this question right now, okay? Next, how does it solve it with minimal pain? It's not enough just to solve the problem, but you have to do it with minimal pain or effort, right? People don't want to have to have a hard time trying to solve this problem. The problem is bad as it is. Say, for example, you have a headache and your friend says, hey, here's 2 pills. Take these 2 pills. It's going to help get rid of your headache. And they say, well, actually, it doesn't work unless you do 100 push-ups beforehand. Well, you're going to be like, whoa, I got to do 100 push-ups for this headache to go away? No, I just want to take 2 pills and that's it. It gets rid of it in a few minutes. So you got to think about your customer. You got to think about how your offer, your product solves their problem with minimal pain, with ease. Right? So for example, if you sell a course, show them how you walk them by the hand step by step. Show them how in the first week you're able to accomplish 1, 2, 3. Next, we want to talk about what is the investment. Now, when we say investment, we're talking about time, we're talking about money, we're talking about effort. Okay, not just money. A lot of people just think, okay, what's the price for my offer? Well, you got to talk about, hey, how long is it going to take for them to set up or get the result you're actually asking for? What kind of effort is it going to require? A good example of this is in the fitness industry. So say, for example, I'm selling a fitness program, right? And they need to at least dedicate 8 weeks to this program. So they need to dedicate 8 weeks to this program. It's going to cost X amount of dollars, and it's going to require some effort. It's going to require, let's say 45 minutes, 5 days a week. So they're going to have to wait 8 weeks to get the result that they're looking for. There's some effort involved, and of course, there's a monetary investment. So make sure you make this clear in your offer. What is the investment that your customers have to make in order to fulfill the promise you're making with your offer? Next, what's the return on investment? What's the ROI? Okay, what are they going to get? And I'm not talking about just, they're going to, this fitness program, you're going to lose 10 pounds. No, how is their life going to be different after they finish the program, after they consume your offer, right? For us with Webinar Ninja, they're going to get more leads, more sales. You're going to get more income for your business. You're going to be able to grow your business. What does that mean for your life? What does that mean for your lifestyle? What does that mean for your sanity? You're going to be able to hire more people to take care of the tasks that you don't want to take care of. You really want to be very explicit about what returns you're going to get, the actual tangible things that will happen in their life. Okay. So for example, with the fitness, I said, it's not just 10 pounds, right? You're going to feel comfortable in your clothes. You're going to like the way you look in the mirror. You're going to feel healthier. You're not going to huff and puff when you go up the stairs. You're going to feel more confident when you go to the beach this summer. Whatever it is, you get real about the return. I always like to say this. Put it in real life context so they can understand, wow, that's the after picture. That's what I'm going to get with this offer. Now, why buy now is the last part of defining the offer. What is the incentive? What is the incentive for buying on the webinar, right? They can go to your sales page if they want and buy at any time. So you have to incentivize them in some way. So you need to define that in your offer. Now, there are a lot of ways you can incentivize people to buy on the webinar. One of them is a discount. Some people like to give a discount to their product, a discount code, something like that. I'm not a big fan of discounts. I've used them in the past, but I found that they're not the best way to compel people to buy, okay? But it is an option, and it does work really well in retail. It works in other industries, but it is an option. If you're in the States, Macy's has a one-day sale every Wednesday. Why? Because they're giving them a reason to buy. They're getting them to get into the store, okay? So what are some other ways you can incentivize? Bonuses, right? What can you add to help them in their goals with this offer, whether they're extra coaching calls, whether it's a extra module or course that you're offering, whether it's swag, a t-shirt, whether it's a trophy, a certificate of completion, whatever it is. There's so many things you can add that are not a discount that can compel them to buy now, okay? You can also give them some sort of fast-acting bonus, a template, something that can help them get started quickly, okay? Maybe some other services from somebody else you can partner with. Get a free headshot from this photographer, this local photographer. Maybe you want to give them a discount to something that is, congruent or works with your product or service. Let's say, for example, you have a software and you say, hey, get a free month of this email marketing software with my program, with my offer, and you can partner up with that email marketing software company, and they'll be happy to get free publicity. So you could do a lot of different things to bundle to give them reasons to buy now. So these are the things you need to answer to define your offer. Make sure you do this. This is part of your homework for today. This is part one, defining your offer. Make sure you have it defined. You have to have an answer for each question. Okay, let's move on to step two, creating an objection strategy, right? People, when they are watching your offer on the webinar, they're going to have some objections in their head. Either they're going to voice them with a question, or they're going to have them in their head. What you want to do is make sure you address all these objections before they even come up, okay? Or at least during the webinar, so if they do come up, they hear an answer to that objection in their head. So let's talk about the most common objections and how to address them, okay? So objection strategy, we're going to create this objection strategy. The first objection is price, right? It sounds something like this: your services cost too much. I can get the same service from someone cheaper. Now, a service can be a product or whatever it is, okay? So why would somebody have this objection? Well, it's because they're comparing apples to apples, and what you need to do is have them compare apples to oranges. You have to offer something different, more value to your customer. So when somebody has a problem with price, it's because they don't see that your product has enough value. Your value needs to outweigh the price. Okay, a lot of us as business owners, we have a hard time expressing our value. We feel like we hold back for some reason. We don't want to show everything. You need to show the whole value of your product or offer, because if they see the great value, they're going to see it outweighs the price. I give this example all the time. If I'm hungry and I'm walking down the street and I see a convenience store and I see a Snickers bar in the store and it's $2, I'm going to buy it. That Snickers bar is totally worth it for me to cure my temporary hunger, okay? So what you want to do is you want to make sure you do the same thing. So with your product, when you give your price, whether it's $500, $1,000, $2,000, as long as the value you show is perceived higher than that amount, that really is going to help them see, okay, I understand it's $2,000, but I can see why it's worth $2,000 or worth more than $2,000. And that's really what you want to do. You want to focus on how much value. And the best way to show value is show them the ROI, what their life is going to be. Can you put a price tag on feeling better about yourself and the way you fit in your clothes with the fitness program? No, you really can't. So the value is extremely high for them. In their head, they can't even put a price tag. So you want to show the value really outweighs the price. The next one is complacency. And it sounds like this, I'm okay with the way things are working right now. Complacency is common, but you need to understand that whoever you are pitching to, whoever you're selling to, there is some sort of competitor that is not complacent, right? That is not going to sit on their laurels, and they have to up their game. Now, you might be saying, well, Omar, I'm not selling a business product. I'm selling a product for personal use, like a fitness program. Well, age will not be complacent, right? When you get older, things get harder. You don't have the luxury of being complacent. And you need to push on this button to address this objection. If you're in the business world and you're selling B2B, then you got to say, hey, if you don't do this, then your competitors are for sure going to pick up on this if they haven't already. You can't afford to be complacent. And that's really what you need to show, how they can't afford to be complacent. And I give the example with health where you're only getting older every day, right? So it's better for you to get your health in check now. The best time to get healthy was, yesterday. The second best time, today, right? So you want to make sure you really reinforce the consequences of complacency. The next one is overwhelm. I'm not sure I can do this. I'm a beginner. Okay, so this is very common, and we're going to address this because when we have our offer, we often give all these features. We often give them these benefits. We say, this is great. And people are like, whoa, this is fantastic, but I don't know if I'm ready for this, right? It's very common. So what you need to do is you need to show them the first step that will happen when they sign up for your offer. So this really helps them. It says, hey, your first step is just to do this thing. The next step is this thing. And by the end of the day, you're going to have this result, or end of the week, you're going to have this result. Show them the first step after they sign up. This allows them to say, yep, I can do that. That seems simple enough. Show them inside of your course area. Show them inside your software. If you're selling a software, you're selling a service, walk them through what will happen next. First, we're going to have a call. It's 30 minutes. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You answer them. That's simple. I go to work from there on, and then you're going to review my work. Show them how easy it is to get started. This helps with the overwhelm. Next is external input. They might say, I need to run this by my business partner, my partner in life, before I do anything else. And this is a very valid concern. And this is why with every offer, you have to have some sort of risk reversal. With Webinar Ninja, we have a 14-day trial. Your guys are getting 30 because you're in the challenge, but normally it's 14 days, okay? But it gives them a chance to try it out before they commit. You may want to do a money-back guarantee, 30-day money-back guarantee or something like that. The point here is that if they make a decision to get this offer, to get the bonuses, to get the why buy now incentive, right? It's not irreversible. They can go and they can speak to somebody and you can say, hey, I totally get this, but I would sign up right now so that you can get the bonuses, and then you can consult. You have 14 days to consult or 30 days to consult with your partner, and if you don't like it, you can get a refund or you can cancel your trial. Have some sort of risk reversal to accommodate this objection. And the last one is timing. It's too much for me right now. I'm too busy, okay? Very common. Well, there is no great time for anything, right? There's no best time for you to get started or to buy something. But actually, if I'm going to go back on that, right? The best time is right now, right after you've learned some great value from the workshop. It's fresh in your mind. You have some momentum. Let's get started. Buy the offer, get started with my service or product while everything is still fresh. That's the best time, right? If I ask you when's the best time to do anything, you're going to say later, right? There is no best time. Let's strike the iron while it's hot, and you kind of emphasize that when you're giving your offer. Hey, you've learned XYZ in today's webinar. You've gotten a lot of value. Let's capitalize on that value. You have that now. You have that advantage over other people who are not on the webinar. Let's take it to the next step, the next level, and take my offer, and let's get started together. Okay, so we know the objections. We know how to address them. Let's go to step 3, designing your sales transition. Now, we talked about this a little bit, but I want to make sure this is clear. We want to make sure that when we transition from the workshop to the sales offer, we show them that what we just taught in the workshop is good value. You can implement it, but here's how you can implement it with far greater ease, okay? And the best way to do this is to show them, and don't tell them. Just show them what they're going to get. If you have a software, show them a demo. If you have a course, show them inside the course area. Show them an example of one of the course videos, right? If you have a physical product, show them with your webcam, right? A lot of people ask me if webinars are good for physical products. Yes, the first webinar is the Home Shopping Network, right? QVC. They do it on television. You could do it on the web with your webcam, okay? So what you want to do here is you want to show them the value. Show them what they're going to get after they buy. I even show them what happens when they check out. So I go through the checkout process with screenshots and show them, hey, you're going to do this, then you're going to be signed up, and then your first step to create your first webinar is this. So you can walk them through, okay? You're going to show them, hey, we just learned how to increase your free throw shooting by 10% with those 5 exercises. And that's great, okay? But what about dribbling techniques? What about, your jump shooting? What about your defense? Let's look at the modules inside the course that cover all these things. How about we show you how you can implement this with far greater ease? We have a community here that you can ask questions. We have a tracker. We have, these templates you can use. We have an app. Whatever it is, you want to show them how this workshop you just learned can be implemented with far greater ease with your product. That's how you transition. And it's not weird because it makes total sense, right? And it's not jarring to anybody. Okay, and we'll talk about transparency and making sure that you announce at the start of your webinar that you will be making an offer for those who haven't signed up for your product. So it's not a surprise, but you want to make sure it's comfortable for everybody so it makes total sense, and this is the way to do it. Step 4, craft your sales offer script. Now you might be saying, a script? Am I going to be reading a script on a webinar? No, but you need to know what you're going to say before you say it. Okay, you need to know how you're going to deliver. And it's not going to hurt you if you write down some words, read it out loud so you're comfortable with it, so you have some familiarity with the language you're going to use to deliver your actual offer to your audience. Let's talk about that. So you want to include this in your sales script, 100 words, not that much, very short, okay? And all you need to do is include the problem your offer solves, how it solves with minimal pain, state the investment, show the return on investment, and give a reason why to buy now. So we defined our offer in step 1, and we answer those questions. Now we just got to script that, just transfer that into sentences so it's actual conversational language, okay? So this is what we're doing here. So if you haven't guessed already, your first homework is to define your offer, and your second part of the homework is to write your sales script, okay? To write that sales offer script for 100 words, around 100 words. It doesn't have to be exact. And again, you're not going to read this on the webinar if you don't want to. It's okay. You're just going to have it so it's all written out so you can read it out loud, so you can have that kind of fluidity when you're actually on that webinar and you're recording your automated webinar. All right. Step 5, you're going to close with social proof. It's not enough for just you to say your product or service is awesome. You need to show that other people think this as well, okay? So I'm going to give you an example of social proof that I use on my webinars. This is a testimonial. It's just a testimonial from one of our users. This is Lauren Bartley. She's a social media consultant. She's from Impactive 8. And so I want to show you how we crafted this, okay? So this is her testimonial. I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll break it down to you. I used to hate running webinars because of how long they took to set up and integrate with my landing pages and my CRM. Since switching to Webinar Ninja, I now spend minutes rather than hours setting up webinars and the professional-looking landing pages and email autoresponder sequences that go with them. Okay, so she is giving a testimonial. It allows my audience to see why people love Webinar Ninja, why they choose my product, my offer, okay? It gives me credibility, gives our product credibility, and it shows them why people use our product. So how did I craft this? Well, I actually just asked Lauren 3 questions, and you could do the same. You can ask your current customers. You can ask customers that you had with a different product so they can give a testimony about, the kind of work you offer. If this is a brand new business and you don't have any sort of products or experience from the past, you can give a testimony to your audience from somebody who's worked with you in the past, a colleague, just a testimonial of your character as a professional. That's all good. So you're going to ask them 3 questions. The first question is, what was your life before working with you, before your product? Okay? That's the first question, the before, right? And you could see that's what they said. I used to hate running webinars because of how long they took to set up, okay? The next is what their life is like after they have chosen your product or service. And this is the second part. And if you want to add a third part, the third question is, what is the number one reason why they continue to use your product or service, or love using your product or service, or are happy they made the choice to use your service? Okay, so question number one, what their life was before. Question number two, what their life is after. And number three, what's the number one reason why they chose your service or product? Okay, this is going to allow you to create a very concise testimonial that you can put right on your page, right on your slides, or display during the webinar. Okay, so this is really important. You need to have a testimonial. I'm actually asking you, as part 3 of your homework, is to gather 3 testimonials. 3, okay? It could be, that's not a lot. You can get 3 people from a past product, customer list, an email list. They might love the value you give on your blog for free. It doesn't even have to be an actual customer. It could be someone who worked with you in the past. So make sure you get these testimonials. Be honest, give them those questions to make sure that you can craft that nice and easily. And put a picture, put a name, and that's great because it shows social proof. It shows that other people trust and like what you offer. So that's it. That's the 5 steps to creating a compelling offer. You're going to define your offer. You're going to create an objection strategy. We went through all those objections. Design your sales transition. Craft your sales offer script and close with social proof. Your homework, 3 things, okay, is this. You're going to define your offer. You're going to write your sales script, 100 words. Just write it down so you can read it out loud to yourself so you know what you're going to say before you say it. And number 3, secure 3 testimonials. 3 testimonials so you can use it throughout your webinar. We'll talk about where you can put in these testimonials throughout, before and after your offer, and how to close with it. So we'll talk about all that in a future lesson and a future video. But what I wanted to show you today is how to craft that offer so it's perfect. So when you actually present to your customers, you know exactly what you're offering and you know how to present that value. I'm really proud of you guys. This is a huge, huge step. Make sure you finish your homework, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Really proud of you. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.